Awesome. So I'm excited for this video. I'm going to show you a secret that I use to make a lot of money for one of my Amazon products. And I'm going to use this cable right here to do it. I'm going to show you how you can basically go into a really competitive niche and not have to compete with people with budgets 10 or 20 times your size. So we can get rid of this cord. That was just for the cool little intro. And we'll jump into my screen and I want to show you, it's a very simple mindset shift and a very simple understanding that's going to make you a lot of money when you launch or for your product that you've already launched on Amazon. And this is the cable I was holding in my hand. Now, it's called a USB-C cable. That's what most people call it. That's if we go to the Apple website, apple.com, and we have a look for it. Let's just close all this down and we go to USB-C. It'll pop up the official name of it, and you can see this is the ending of it. It's called a USB-C cable. USB-C to Lightning cable. The Lightning, the one that goes in the end of the iPhone. USB-C goes into the MacBook Pro and the MacBook Air. All the MacBooks is this USB-C. You can see it's called USB-C charge cable. USB-C cable is this is what it's called. And the important thing is when you sell on Amazon, you sell a product. So I've got a glass of water here. I'm selling a glass of water. And when people are buying a product, they're not necessarily always buying a glass of water. For example, someone might call this a cup of water. And they go and they would search cup of water instead of glass of water. And everybody's going to call things differently. And there's demand in these keywords that even though you're selling the exact same product, if you have the right keyword and the right angle and the right name for your product, you're going to be tapping into markets and focusing your effort on markets where people aren't actually focusing at all. So to put that into this example for you, USB-C cable, you can see brings up a lot of USB-C cables that are being sold on Amazon, and I highly recommend that you avoid this niche. This is not a niche that any one of us want to get into. Crazy competitive, really low margins, but really high demand. But it's for an example purpose, and you want to take this knowledge back to your own niche. So you can see it's called a USB-C cable here, but what I've done is I've actually typed in, I've got ahead of myself here, USB Type-C. Now, people are calling it not just USB-C cables, but they're also calling it USB Type-C cables. And what you'll see is that there are actually different results. Now, a lot of them are going to be the same, but there are a lot of new results popping up because it's a different search term. So you have to understand on Amazon, you're not just selling a product with a defined name, but you're selling search terms. And you can actually, so one example I found earlier, small I think electronic, it's probably his name is making $40,000 a month of revenue. You can see he's got USB Type-C cable, which is the keyword right here that we typed in, USB Type-C. If you go over here and we jungle scout this, and you'll see there's people doing a lot of money. You can see he's not showing up on the first page. If we keep scrolling down, he's not really even down here on the second page. He's not showing up in the top 17 people. But he doesn't need to be, because he's making $40,000 a month by getting sales through this unique angle, through this unique keyword. Now, how do you find those unique keywords, and how do you make sure that's the one you want to target? And this is really important because this literally made me hundreds of thousands of dollars when I did it for one of my products. And I'm in Helium 10. I'll link this up in the description if you want to get a copy of Helium 10. But there's a lot of keyword research tools that are free if you don't want this one that you can use. This is the one that I like. You come in here and they've got a whole suite of really cool tools. We're using Magnet Keyword Research. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in the main keyword or whatever, I know this is a glass of water. I'm just going to type in glass of water. Or I'm going to type in here, USB-C cable. And get keywords. And that's all you have to do. And this is going to do most of the work for us. It's a little slow actually loading the results. So we'll wait for that to refresh. And then what's going to happen is it's going to show you the 13,000 keywords that it's pulled from this listing, or pulled from this keyword, and the listings that rank for these keywords. So you can see USB-C adapters, Type-C USB adapter, USB-C port adapter. Now, there's a lot of different variations of the actual cords, but you can see there are different keywords that people are typing in for USB-C fast charge, might be the angle of your product, might be the keyword that you target. And the key is you want to know that there's demand in these keywords, and you can search it here on search volume, and just make sure that you can see which keywords, and these are not going to be 100% perfect for your product, but you have to manually sort through these. So Nintendo Switch clearly isn't for us. It's not what we're going for, so we just get rid of it. And you can see USB-C cable has 409,000 searches every single month. USB Type-C cable has 349,000 search. And even if you get rid of the USB, if you're just going for Type-C cable, it has 294,000 searches. So these ones down here are not going to be as targeted. And even if you're a really small fish, you can come down and you could find something very specific in your niche that you want to target, and make sure that you are putting all your effort into something like Type-C cable, where everyone else fights over the 409,000 searches down there. So you put the keywords, and I can make a video on how you'd rank for these. You put the keywords early in your title. You make sure they're in your bullet points. You make sure you have a dedicated pay-per-click campaign for the one keyword that you're ranking for, the one platinum keyword that you really want to rank for. You make sure you're bidding on those ads so that Amazon is indexing your listing under that. And the last thing that I would do is I would come back and double check that data. So if I come to trends.google.com and I will type in USB-C cable, what is, I believe, the most searched for keyword. And then I'll type in, and this is all relevant. So if you don't know what this is, and I can actually expand this out for past 5 years, this is all Google's information on how many people are searching for this type of product, and you can type in, you can type in Donald Trump here, and I'd actually be curious how big Donald Trump is compared to the USB-C cable. You can see he's considerably bigger than the USB-C cable. But basically, you can come in and type anything. I think that doesn't remove it. I think you actually got to go remove here, and I want to compare relatively these keywords. So USB Type-C cable. Put that in there. And you can see it's on Google, and Google is searching the web. So these are web searches, not Amazon searches. You could do Google Shopping as well, which might give you a little more insight. You can see USB Type-C cable is about 1/6 the size of USB-C cable on Google search, which is great because, once again, it's going to have less competition, even though you're selling a really high demand product. Another one people might type in is MacBook cable, because it's the one that goes into the MacBook and charges the MacBook. And you can see that could be a really cool search term to specifically target if you are selling, obviously, that same cable. But you want to make sure this is one of the best examples, and I can do more videos on this to explain this to you. You're not selling your product, whatever your product is, in your hand. Like, I'm wearing a hat right now, so I'm like, okay, I'm selling hats. But someone might type in cat probably wouldn't do them any good. They might type in cap, looking for the exact same hat. And what you have to do is you need to know what your customers are typing in to find your product, and are there keywords and are there angles that you can focus on that your competitors aren't focusing on, in order to dominate the traffic of smaller keywords and smaller angles, and therefore make a lot of money. Like you saw that USB Type-C guy who's making $40,000 a month focusing on this smaller trafficked keyword. And I've done this. I've had a lot of success with it. I highly recommend it. Let me know what you think about this strategy. Sorry, my mouth's not working perfectly in this video, but hopefully it gets that value and that information across to you. Leave me a comment below. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.